In our Fix It Friday segment, Jeff Head offers the do's and don'ts of home ventilation. He said this is not very exciting. Well, here's the thing, though. If you don't get that piece right, then all of your other investment, which to me is a lot more fun, picking up paint colors, wallpaper, and flooring, but that all goes down the drain if you don't have the properly vented home.
Exactly. Yeah, they got the, what they call sick house syndrome.
Right. I mean, we do hear a lot about that.
Yeah.
Now, so when Jeff sent us some pictures, so what are we going to be looking at in these photographs?
Okay, what prompted this is because it's hot outside, and it's really important for the house to be able to breathe. If you, we said this before, if you look up the word Google ventilation, it should say the movement of air. So we have to move air into our houses so we can prevent sick house syndrome.
Right.
And there's several things you can do. There's some things you can do, and there's some things you don't want to do that could accelerate it. There it is. There's the picture I was looking for.
So what are we looking at here, Jeff?
Okay, this is a house that a lady wanted to, she thought she was saving energy, and she may have. However, there's got a picture of ventilation all up in the walls, and then they ventilated the ceilings in between, they put that insulation in between the ceilings. So, and that there is a 5.5 insulation, and it's right up against the decking.
On the roof.
On the roof. So what it does, if it's not breathing, if you gotta have your intake and you gotta have your outtake, and if that is not breathing, what that does, it creates moisture inside the house.
Yes.
It cooks your shingles, and she's actually had to run a humidifier up in her upstairs bonus room, and because of all the humidity that was accumulating in there. And what had happened was it was collecting so much water that it overspilled, and she had hardwood floors, and it spilled over the hardwood floors, and they all started buckling.
Wow. And I know it, I mean, intuitively, it makes you think, okay, I've protected myself. I've gotten more insulation in there, and I've got to, protect my roof and my floor and all that other stuff. But that's not, you got to do it right. That, which you've said 1,000 times, you just missed, well, do it right the first time.
Exactly, and there's all kinds of different forms of ventilation. I'm an advocate of power vents. I know ridge vents are real popular because we put them on houses for the warranty. But we built a house, and we put the ridge vent, did everything we were supposed to do. I mean, I've got everything opened up and breathing, but it was still hot upstairs. So I installed some power vents, and I set them like probably 8 feet down from the ridge. They recommend at least 5, 8 feet down from the ridge, set the thermostats at 120, and then also humidistats, because this is just as important to have a house ventilated in the wintertime as it is in the summertime.
Right. I mean, it's just part of having a home. You've got to have that ventilation.
Oh, yeah.
So if you already have your home and you're having problems, how do you undo what's been done if it's not correct?
Well, you just have to have a home inspection. A lot of the home inspectors will come out and inspect them if you're having problems, with humidity. A lot of times your HVAC guys can assess a problem. We've solved problems by some guy just over the phone. He was getting all this humidity, and we told him, my guy Bob told him to check his plastic in his crawl space because all the water and the humidity was wicking up through there. He tried everything to find out what was going on. He added vents to his house, and my guy said, check your crawl space and see if you've got plastic down in it. And sure enough, he didn't. He added plastic, and his humidity level went away.
Wow. That's why you call Jeff Head. Get it right the first time. Thanks, Jeff.
You're
We'll
welcome.
be back with more Lifestyles and Ron's Weather right after this. Stick around.